Hello everyone, welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry and I'm a blue dot in a red state utilizing Tarot to help us navigate these very interesting times that we have going on here in the United States. So I'm really glad you're here and welcome. The focus of today's reading is going to be Judge Hannah Dugan. She's the Wisconsin judge who was arrested for a photo opportunity a few weeks ago. She was the one who, just as a reminder, that she kicked ICE out because she said, out of her courtroom because she was like, you have an administrative warrant, you don't have a judicial warrant or a criminal warrant. Get out of my court and you can deal with this later. And then she was accused of, harboring a fugitive. I don't even care what the, Trump administration said and charged her with. But a grand jury has come back with an indictment. Glenn Kirshner, I watch him on YouTube, and he said it was a pretty flimsy two-count indictment. Okay, that she has assembled according to legal experts, a great legal, team here. And one of the interesting things that they are saying is that the Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity for official acts clearly is extended to any official acts. And so they're using that presidential immunity as part of their defense, that this was she was acting in an official capacity in her court, therefore this case should be dismissed. So I thought that was like that was very clever, which is what they're being paid for. So what I want to look at is just the base reading of what does this look like. Is this even going to go past the initial hearing, which the trial is scheduled to begin the week of July 21st. Okay, so that trial is scheduled, and so I'm curious, is that even going to happen? Just where does it go from here? So yeah, as always, this is for entertainment purposes only, and we're just looking at Judge Hannah Dugan base reading into these charges against her, and this trial that's supposed to begin on July 21st. Just base reading into that entire situation. Okay, and with Judge Hannah Dugan. Okay, what we've got here, as I'm shuffling, I noticed this card on the bottom, and it's like positioning herself. I'm hoping this is her positioning herself to overcome. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind as we put out the cards. So the heart of this, the here and now, is, wow, you saw me shuffle. Okay. Yeah, whenever the tarot reader is surprised, it's like, I could not have picked a better card to represent her. So here she is, right in the center. Okay. When things like that happens, that usually tells me, okay, yeah, you're on the right track. Okay, so here is the judge, front and center, right here. The challenge is the sun card, shedding a light. This is bringing things out in the open. The sun comes out, people are happy. In the past, this has been my Ukraine card because of the sunflowers. So I think this really is just the challenge that's crossing her. What's crossing her is, I think, the evidence that's going to be coming to light, and with her being here in the center, I think that this is the challenge is going to be on the Trump administration, the DOJ, because they don't really have a leg to stand on. Even Glenn Kirshner was surprised about that two-count indictment and the paper that came out. He was like, it's not even 2 pages. I mean, he said it was very flimsy. So I think we're just going to be seeing, this is shedding a light into what the Trump administration is doing. And they don't care that it's illegal. They care about that initial story, that initial, the photo op. It was all, made for TV, which, if you saw, I have that reading. That reading's probably already come out since by the time you see this, of, that damn reality TV show that's being pitched. So it's that kind of idea, like, maximum exposure with minimal legal basis for it. And that is what's going to be coming to light. Okay. Her options very quickly. This is just like, I think, this card is just my quick card. It's also a messaging card. So I get a lot of context with, let's see what else is coming up down here. The moon card. This, what is, I got a dog down here. What are you doing? Okay. One of my dogs is down here and he's like licking my toes. It's like, stop that. Okay, so as I'm looking at this, you've got the sun and the moon, and these are bringing something to light, something that was hidden. And so I'm seeing this as like the past experiences, or the root of this is this ever changing, like this is something that's a changing situation, things that are beneath the surface, and then like things are coming to light. I'm kind of wondering if this evidence, it's almost like they're presenting new evidence that doesn't, okay. The feeling I'm getting is that she is shedding a light, she's shining a light just into how this administration works. Okay, that is like that ever quickly changing story, like what they're always chasing, like that next thing. And so by the time they get to her, in this case July 21st, there's like 10 more things that have happened. That's the feeling I'm getting here of whatever this administration has been doing in the dark. This case is going to force it to come to light, and that is not what this administration wants. If you notice, anytime they're in court, and specifically, you're talking about, I'm thinking about the Abreu Garcia case, and they're just like, there's no evidence. There's no legal standing for what it is that they're doing. That's the feeling I'm getting with this. Like when this actually gets in front of the judge here, it's like all the stuff that comes to light is just going to be kind of horrifying. That's the feeling I'm getting with those. Okay, so recent influences. Yeah, they want, this administration has not been, they have not been, they have been very vocal about how they feel about the judges and about the courts and about the courts ruling against them. So they would love to put the courts to an end. And I'm kind of wondering if that's not what's coming out here. Like, something that they've been working on in secret comes to light. Okay. And then the outcome here is like the messaging. I wonder what this two sides is. Like, I think it is going to go to, like there is going to be the court case, but I'm kind of wondering, where does that go from here? Where does that court case go from here? What is this Two of Wands? I'm just going to do 3 cards clarification on that. The Tower card, very quickly. The passionate, like, I think their case really comes like things falling apart. Okay, the Tower card, the shit hits the fan. This case falls apart. And it's one based on like passion, not law. And I think that she is going to be victorious. Is this the judge being victorious in this? Is this the judge? Who's victorious here? Is Judge... yeah, this is... these cards right here are going to be the... I'm going to come back here real quick because I was asking about clarification on the Two of Wands. This is almost like they almost offer her a plea deal, and it's like, I don't know that she would take a plea deal because they don't want this stuff to come to light. So the strong feeling, okay, let's kind of come back here and look at this. I'm going to rearrange some of these cards just to make it a little bit more what I'm feeling here. With her, she is shedding a light on the situation. That was the heart of it. And that things that they're doing under the dark of night is kind of what's coming out here. You get, and they don't want that coming out. Okay. And that I wonder if they're not going to be trying to offer, some kind of plea deal with this because they don't want evidence coming out. And I'm getting like, she's not taking that. Because then what you get is like, this case falls apart. She is very passionate. Like, this is the Lover's card. This is a card of passion, and this is a card of victory, but it's like it all falls apart, which is why I'm saying that, like, they want to continue on this, path of delusions, and they don't want any evidence coming out. So that's why they're going to try to offer a plea deal. But she's like, no, I want all this evidence to come out. And when it comes out, that's when things fall apart. And the reason I say it's the Trump administration, I consistently get these cards, Fox is loose in the hen house. They're lying. This arrest was a sham. It was nothing but a photo op. And I consistently get, they don't have a legal leg to stand on. And the Four of Swords. Like, this is put to rest. So I don't think that this is really, is the judge just going to dismiss this? Messaging, people rejoicing, the courts. I don't even know if this is going to go forward. And now that I was kind of looking back at this, I think that with, move some of these cards here. This right here, this was what was kind of, these three cards were, and it was the Lover's card and the Victory card. I'm like, but then it all falls apart. And then you've got these cards here. So I think what is happening here is that they want to claim victory just in having her arrested. And that's really all they care about. And seeing the legal team that she has assembled, seeing that she is going to play hardball as well as she should. I mean, she's got, she's assembled a outstanding, legal team, outstanding by, I get that from, what the legal analysis is. The lawyers who know said that she has assembled an excellent team. And I don't think that the Trump administration really wants all of this discovery, because that's what would happen. There would be discovery. There would be all kinds of, evidence coming out that they don't want coming out. They're going to offer some kind of plea deal. And she's like, no, let's have all that. Let's have it all come out in the open. She wants it all out in the open. And that's when this administration kind of does some backtracking. They don't want that evidence out. And this is, the court actually may throw this case out. That, or I wouldn't be surprised if the DOJ doesn't, like, having her arrested is what, that's what they accomplished. They accomplished just the photo op. And now to actually defend that is like, no. They're not, this is like, they can't really defend it, and I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't get thrown out. So, that's kind of what I'm getting with that reading. They don't want discovery. And I don't think that they would even, with this Page of Swords, this is not, I always say, this is someone you don't want to go into battle with. I consistently get, these pages as the DOJ lawyers, and it's one, either they don't have the experience, or two, if they are an experienced lawyer, they know that there's no legal precedent, and that whenever they tell the truth, they get fired. And then you've got this. So it's like, there's no legal precedent for this. This gets put to rest. I don't really see anything, expect... I wouldn't be surprised if they don't offer some kind of plea deal, because they don't want more evidence coming out. I don't think Judge Hannah Dugan's not going to take a plea deal. She wants the evidence to come out. She wants there to be discovery. She wants this case to go forward, just to completely vindicate herself. And I think that if this goes forward, that last set of cards is like, I think that the current judge may, whenever that goes to trial, she may just dismiss it. That, or she sees that the DOJ has not made a really strong legal case. So yeah, I'm not expecting that to really be much of anything. So yeah, that's what I got today. So thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe. I'll put some other videos up here for you to watch. And if you could like this video, that really does help grow my channel. And I do really appreciate it. So thank you very much, and I will catch you on the next reading. Have a good day.